Alien 1979 isn't just a sci-fi horror classic, it's a movie full of bizarre, behind-the-scenes stories, strange production choices, and odd bits of trivia that will make you see the film in a completely new way. From exploding guts to literal nightmares, the making of Alien was almost as terrifying as the movie itself. Let's get into the weird, disturbing, and sometimes hilarious truths behind Alien. The chestburster scene traumatized the cast. The most famous moment in Alien Kane's chest-bursting death wasn't fully explained to the cast. Ridley Scott told them something violent would happen, but not the gory details. When the fake creature exploded from John Hurt's chest, the blood splatter and sudden movement shocked everyone. Veronica Cartwright's scream was completely genuine, especially when a jet of blood hit her in the face. The scene's raw horror comes from those real reactions, captured in one take. Even years later, cast members admitted they were deeply unsettled. The scene became cinema legend for mixing genuine fear with shocking special effects. The alien was partly made of real bones. H.R. Giger's unsettling Xenomorph design was brought to life using more than just latex and plastic. Parts of the creature were actually constructed from real animal bones, including pieces from snakes and skeletons bought from medical suppliers. The bones gave the creature's body a disturbingly organic, found-in-nature look that no synthetic material could match. This blending of reality and imagination made the alien feel less like a costume and more like an ancient predator from another world. It's a big reason why the monster still feels eerily lifelike decades later and why you can't quite look away. The egg chamber was built in a parking lot. Budget limitations meant the filmmakers had to get creative with sets. The alien egg chamber wasn't on a massive soundstage, it was literally built inside a parking lot of the studio. The crew covered the area in mist and used clever lighting to hide the walls, making it feel huge. Even the eerie organic walls were made of simple materials like fiberglass and latex. This clever use of space proves that with the right atmosphere, you don't need expensive locations to create an unforgettable scene. In Alien, it's all about mood, light, and imagination, not costly set pieces. Ridley Scott wore the alien suit, sort of. To test how the alien would move, Ridley Scott himself occasionally put on pieces of the Xenomorph suit. The creature's actual actor, Balaji Badejo, was over 7 feet tall, so Scott couldn't fully wear it, but he used partial costumes to figure out camera angles and lighting. Sometimes, during rehearsals, crew members would catch their director stalking around in the half-finished alien outfit. It was both hilarious and creepy, giving everyone a sense of how the monster should lurk in the shadows. Scott's willingness to be the alien helped shape the movie's suspenseful and claustrophobic atmosphere. The facehugger was inspired by parasites. The facehugger, the nightmare creature that implants the alien embryo, came from writer Dan O'Bannon's fascination and disgust with real-life parasites. He studied wasps that lay eggs inside hosts and certain deep-sea creatures that latch on to unsuspecting victims. The leathery design came from H.R. Giger's sketches, but the life cycle was rooted in biology. O'Bannon wanted the audience to feel uncomfortable because the idea was based on nature's own horror. The facehugger's mix of real science and alien fantasy is why it's so memorable. It taps into deep fears of invasion and losing control of your own body. Ash's milk blood was made of disgusting stuff. When the android Ash is damaged, his blood isn't red, it's a strange milky fluid. To create it, the crew used a mix of milk, yogurt, and other sticky substances, including onion bits for texture. During filming, the mixture sat under hot studio lights, which made it smell absolutely awful. Ian Holm, who played Ash, had to act through the unpleasant odor while delivering one of the most tense scenes in the movie. The unsettling effect worked. The milk blood made Ash seem alien even before the audience learned his true identity. And yes, it was as gross as it looked. Balaji Badejo was a one-time actor. The man inside the alien suit, Balaji Badejo, wasn't a trained actor. He was a Nigerian design student discovered in a bar. At over 7 feet tall and impossibly thin, he had the perfect frame for the Xenomorph. Badejo took movement classes to give the creature its unsettling, almost insect-like gait. Alien was his only film role, and after production, he returned to Nigeria. living a private life until his death in 1992. His brief time on set left a massive mark on film history, proving that sometimes the perfect casting choice comes from complete chance encounters. The Nostromo's interior was one connected set. Instead of building the ship's rooms separately, Ridley Scott had the Nostromo's interior constructed as one continuous set. This meant the actors could walk through it like a real spaceship, with tight corridors and working doors. The design helped make scenes feel claustrophobic and immersive, and also forced the cast and crew to deal with cramped conditions. Lighting and camera movement were carefully planned because there was no removing a wall for an easy shot. The result is a ship that feels lived in, realistic, and endlessly tense, trapping both characters and viewers in its metal maze. The alien has almost no screen time. Despite being the movie's title creature, the Xenomorph only appears on screen for about 4 minutes total. Ridley Scott wanted to keep the monster hidden, showing only glimpses and quick movements. This less is more approach made the alien seem even more terrifying, because the audience's imagination filled in the blanks. You never get a long, clear look at the creature until the very end, and even then, it's partly shrouded in darkness. This technique was inspired by Jaws, where the shark's limited screen time made it more suspenseful. In Alien, mystery was the monster's greatest weapon. The title sequence was designed to unsettle you. Even before the first scare, Alien is already making you uneasy. The opening title sequence slowly reveals the letters of the word alien in silence, with only eerie ambient sounds in the background. This slow build creates tension before you even know what's coming. The strange, almost insect-like design of the letters was intentional hinting at the alien lifeform before it appears. Ridley Scott believed the audience should feel uneasy right from the start, and this minimalist, creeping introduction sets the perfect tone for the nightmare that follows. Sometimes, the scariest things happen before the action begins.